Players to consider fading in Week 6. At quarterback, we got Justin Fields. Even though he scored 25 plus fantasy points in each of his full 3 games, I am out on Fields over season London. This is his toughest matchup so far this season. The Broncos are the second toughest matchup for quarterbacks, only allowing 13.2 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. They've also contained rushing quarterbacks, allowing the least amount of rushing yards. Running back, Derrick Henry. I would never imagine that it would come to this, but since week 2, he has averaged 7.8 fantasy points per game, and that's carried by 2 touchdowns. Lamar is not playing again, and that is a huge blow to this offense and to Derrick Henry's efficiency. The Browns are the second worst matchup for running backs, only allowing 13.3 fantasy points per game, and are the only team to not give up a rushing touchdown to running backs. At wide receiver, to pair with Justin Fields, we got Garrett Wilson. He is currently the wide receiver 5 with a combination of Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. But in week 2, when Fields played 62% of the snaps before going out with a concussion, Wilson finished with 9 fantasy points because Fields was having a terrible game. I expect the same against the Broncos, who allow the 3rd lowest fantasy points per game to wide receivers. Wilson has played against Pat Surtain 3 times in his career, and he has averaged 7.8 fantasy points per game. At tight end, Dalton Kincaid. It's really tough for fantasy for players that have injuries that play on Monday night, especially at a limited position like tight end. He's been limited all week in practice, but it looks like he should play. He already averages less than 50% of snaps in healthy games, and if he's limited at all in this game, we could see Dawson Knox a lot more. And it doesn't help that the Falcons allow a league-low 3.2 fantasy points per game.